Welcome back to another YouTube video of FlareFX, where we make trading very simple. Now in today's video, we'll be breaking down NASDAQ and GBPUSD. A lot of you guys also been suggesting this one, so make sure to watch till the end because there is gems, guys. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you can be always here when I post this weekly content. And if you're back again, guys, welcome back, Flare family. It's always good to have you back. But nonetheless, let's get into the video. All right. You guys already know how I like to do things. We'll first start off with the Discord. Shout out the new guys. We're 63 now. Like, everybody's growing. I remember when we were just 2 guys, but nonetheless, I see these a whole new guys. Beware in the cart. We have Budo. We have a bit of new guys. Even Homoto, Hotsi, Mabuti. Like, it's a lot of new guys. Petrus, Rabbit, Saint, Scott. Like, it's going crazy, guys. I see you guys. I hope you guys are tapping into the Discord as well. We have a bit of setups that we've been trading. We have a bit of profits as well from Mr. Escobar that we've been seeing all over the last week, guys. It's been going crazy, guys. Like, I love the fact that the Discord community is growing nonetheless. Check out my Discord. That's where I usually post most of my setups and all the nice things, guys. All right, now this is the one that I really wanted to do the most in terms of breaking it down, guys. Like, this is my Instagram, flare.fx. We finally hit 4 figures. We finally hit 1,000 followers, guys. Like, I remember we were on 800 for such the longest of times, but nonetheless, guys, this is where I post all my trade setups, any special that I'm hosting, any nice thing that you wanna see is all on my Instagram, guys. So make sure to check that out. I also have a TikTok as well. Let me just bring it up to the screen. Boom. There you go. So my TikTok is looking nice. We also just hit 3K followers on TikTok, so it's looking really nice, guys. But nonetheless, these are the only social media platforms I have pertaining also this YouTube channel. But nonetheless, let's get into the breakdown. All right. So we'll start off with NASDAQ today, right? So we're gonna be doing NASDAQ and GBPUSD, but we'll just chop it off with NASDAQ a bit. Let me just bring back some of my drawings and show you what we were looking at last week, right? So last week we were anticipating NASDAQ to buy, and we were looking to execute relatively off of this point, right? I think we spotted it on the 1 hour, or was it the 30-minute time frame, right? Yeah, it looks really nice on the 1 hour time frame. Like, this is relatively where the POI was. We were anticipating for it to come back down here, which it didn't, right? But now here's another thing that's making me really think it is gonna come back sooner or eventually, right? Which we will do a breakdown. But now for the new guys who didn't watch last week's video, I'll put the link on top over here. But nonetheless, let's go to the 4 hour time frame so I can break it down if you are watching this video, right? So with last week, right, we were seeing that it was going to be buying for long term, right? Because it did break this high, multiple highs, matter of fact, right? But now this is the order block that we did highlight on the lower time frames, like I said, the 1 hour time frame, which it didn't respect, right? So price just kept on skyrocketing higher and higher, right? Which now we're starting to see it retrace, and this is a whole momentum on the 4 hour time frame, guys. Like, you can imagine, these are 4 candlesticks, these are 4K, that's 8 candlesticks of just pure bearish momentum, right? Yeah, bearish momentum. So now already in my head, I'm anticipating it to push a bit higher and then sell off, right? So like a correction type based thing. So now all of this will only make sense as soon as we tap into like the 2 hour time frames and the 1 hour time frame, right? But the nice thing about this one, we're still anticipating buys, right? So the trade that we are going to be taking is going to be counter trade. It's not going to be pro trend, right? So now let's go to the 1 hour time frame. Boom. So now we're currently in the 1 hour time frame, and as you can clearly see, price has just been soaring higher and higher. If I could just mark out the highs, like boom, there you go. And one thing I've noticed with a lot of traders is that market structure is something they do not want to do. Like, if you can get the market direction correct or in the right place and understand what the directional bias is, profits are gonna come, guys. Like, it's so easy to make money from this thing if you genuinely understand where the pairs are trying to go. Here's a high, here's a low, a high has been broken. Here's a low, here's a high has been broken. We're moving up. Here's a high, a low has been broken. Now we know that we're selling off. You get what I mean? Like, that's the types of things you need to kind of understand as a trader. But nonetheless, we're taking it to the 30-minute time frame now. On the 30-minute time frame, let me just remove this. On the 30-minute time frame, already I'm seeing that, okay, price has already broken this low over here. We can classify this as a change of character, but for me, right, I understand that this POI is still valid, right? This is unmitigated price. This is an unmitigated zone, basically, or a demand zone, right? Nonetheless. So now in my head, I understand that price will eventually come to our order block. We just need to be what? Patient, right? And that's the name of the game right now. So price made this high, pushed all the way to the downside and broke this low, right? So now our range that we're playing in is between this guy and that guy, right, on top. Let me show you. So it's this guy and that guy. So now I'm gonna put these ray lines just for reference so we know what we're playing in, right? So now based on market structure, right, since we had a change of character, we know we should be looking for sells, right? We can get sells over here, we can get sells on top over here, but that's our job now. Our job is to figure out where we're gonna get those sells, right? Let me check the 1 hour time frame. The 1 hour time frame, this is a nice order block, but this is really big, right? And you can already see the way it came up to it is very impulsive, right? I wouldn't expect it to change character, but this is something we can check on the 15-minute time frame, right? So now we check in the 15-minute time frame and we can already see that, okay, price maybe did respect this OB, like this order block that I'm gonna highlight relatively over here. So I'm gonna mark it out like this. Boom. Yes, there is some wick action just to take out a few of the guys that are, you know, putting their stop loss, suffocating their positions, but nonetheless we can clearly see that prices came into the zone, respected it and started pushing lower, right? Probably respecting this OB over here, right? We can mark it out like this, right? Can you already see how price action really moves, right? But when my anticipation is that I can anticipate a NASDAQ to buy, right? But now we need to execute on a place where we understand that price could push a bit higher. So what do I mean by this? Because a lot of you guys will be like, oh, what this guy's saying, right? So now this POI is still relatively important to me, right? Besides, even if price moves up and pushes higher and higher, I'll understand that, okay, cool, that's regardless of the situation. But nonetheless, like me looking at market structure in and of its own, I can even go to the 5-minute time frame. I'm already seeing a change of character on the lower time frames, right? So on the lower time frames, we're already seeing signs of reversals, right? Now I'm gonna remove this thingy over here. I'm gonna remove this and I'm gonna remove this, right? Because this is just a reaction. Like it's basically this correction just started because of a reaction of this demand zone, right? So now this is on the 5-minute. I do not like playing on the 5-minute, right? But our strategy works regardless, especially on the lower time frames on indices, right? So check it out. Let me just highlight this thing so clean, so nice, because I just like precision. I just like my charts clean, right? So we'll classify this as an internal change of character, mainly because it's on the lower time frames. This is not as big as a change of character that would happen on like the 1 hour and the 4 hour, and that's an important thing that you guys need to understand as well. A change of character on the 5-minute and a change of character on the 1 hour are not the same thing. The change of character on a higher time frame indicates a stronger sense of a trend reversal, and on the lower time frames, yes, we can receive a minor trend change, and you could trade it as much as it is. But you need to understand, a change of character on the 5 minutes and a change of character on the 1 hour time frame do not hold the same value, right? So now I'll come in and I'll highlight this as a purge of liquidity, right? Because price did take this and then just started selling lower and broke this character, an internal change of character, right? So now I'm gonna automatically highlight this order block as my main entry point. So this is not a POI. This already matches a lot of my entry criteria. Why am I saying this, right? Number one, there's a purge of liquidity, so money has been taken. We're not gonna be a stop loss hunted, right? There's a push down, leaving fair value gap. So there's an order block relative after fair value gap, and price just sold off and broke character. So for me, strong push, fair value gap, internal change of character as well. That's very good. So now, already these things are marking out, my anticipation is for you to do that, play around maybe Monday just to respect this OB over here and sell lower, right? But nonetheless, you as a person also need to understand that while you're doing this, we're selling in a bullish, an overall bullish market, right? So you can anticipate some sort of hesitancy, especially with this pair, because NASDAQ likes to fight back, especially when it's when you're trading against it. When you're trading against it, it's a bit slower, right? Let me just remove this. So now your question is, okay, let's say we do sell over here. How far are we taking it, right? So let's say we execute a sell, a relative over here, and this is based because it has reacted off of this zone over here, this supply zone over here, right? So now already when we're taking a sell over here, I would like to put my stop loss a bit bigger because it is on the 5 minute, guys. Like, as much as this would be nice having like relatively that small stop loss, let it be relatively a bit higher. Like, give it some breathing room. You hear what I mean? and then push price all the way to the far right like this. So this is the 5 minute. Everything is gonna be a bit choppy, so this would be take profit 1, right? But the overall take profit would be this POI over here, because there's still money resting over here, guys, nonetheless. And with this whole change of character, you can anticipate that price relatively wants to come respect that POI just to further push higher. Like, to break a major high, major lows need to be broken, and bigger POIs need to be respected nonetheless, guys. So I would anticipate it to respect this order block and just sell off all the way to the downside. This could be a take profit 1, but this is a 1:17, guys. If you are taking a funded account challenge, like, I know for sure that you could eat and pass that challenge nonetheless, right? But let's move over to GBPUSD, because that also looks really nice. All right. So now this is GBPUSD on the 4-hour time frame, right? So we're currently involved in a trade with me and the team already on GBPUSD. And it's a crazy thing that we've been anticipating this thing for a while, right? So now I'll break down this pair as well, and then afterwards you can kind of see how we got into this position, because a lot of guys on Discord didn't understand how we caught this. So now I'm gonna explain it from tiptoe to the bottom, right? So now overall, this is a whole push all the way to the top, right? And then we could classify this as a whole correction, guys. Like, price didn't really move anywhere. This was some sort of what you call this sideways movement. And why am I saying this? Because even if I can take a box over here and put it like this, like, you can relatively see it looks nicer when I put the line bar, because like this, like you can clearly see like price is just moving sideways, like it's not doing any much more, right? And immediately once it broke over here, like a change of character already happened in the higher time frame, like in the lower time frames, right? Hence why I put a BOS. This is just sort of a trend continuation. Let me go back to candles and just look back into the charts, right? Yeah, let go back to the charts. But like, one thing I want to say is that already I was anticipating this thing to sell off, especially when it broke off that whole correction phase. I was anticipating it to come back in, and then we did get an entry over here. It was a premature one. Price did sell off. We did catch a few, then price came back to BE, right? Break even. But now let me go over to the lower time frames. I think we caught this on the 2-hour actually. Hence why I marked it as a 2-hour OB. So I was already interested in this order block before, even after this one wasn't respected. I was like, if we get taken out over here, I already know this is another point I'd like to execute, because already there's a strong move. This strong move did break structure, like it matches a lot of our entry criteria, right? This is something you learn when you work with me nonetheless, right? So check it out. Price came to this order block and respected it to the T. This is a sniper entry. This is the beauty of it, right? And the thing is, I also want to clear this perception. Like, a lot of traders want to trade, right? And they're always chasing sniper entries. Yes, you can get them, guys, with the strategy of SMC and understanding and experience, right? But in most cases, like, sniper entries happened 6 out of 10 times, or even 5 out of 10 times. And I know a lot of guys that be forcing it, you know what I mean? And it doesn't work that way. Mark out your entry zones, mark out your POIs. If price comes in and gets a sniper entry, then that's your day. Like, happy, no drawdown, it's easy, clean cut finish, right? There's some days where price just goes in deeper, even closer to your stop loss, and you need to understand that you need to allow your stop loss to breathe, right? But nonetheless, with this one already, a lot of the things made sense for us to execute this thing. But now we're already seeing that price is changing the way it's moving, right? I'll go over to the lower time frames. Now it's nice because I'm breaking down a trade and also giving you like a forecast as well, type of thing. You get what I mean? So check it out. Already price has respected this order block with the sniper entry, right? We saw a change of character on the lower time frames, and we knew that, okay, fair, like price is gonna push a bit lower, right? And it kept on breaking lows and it kept on breaking lows. But as soon as the market was about to close, when you call this on Friday, we saw that it pushed up relatively closer to our entry, because I think we were basically up 3%, 3.7%. Some of us were eating, some of us didn't eat, but nonetheless 3.7% is relatively good, right? So now let's put back the thing like that. Let's go to the 15-minute time frame, right? So on the 15-minute time frame, already price had already pushed lower and lower. It changed character. Here's another change of character that happened over here. No, a break of structure that happened over here. So now this high over here is very important. I'll remove, or I'll hide this thing. Let me do this. I'll hide this so now we can clearly see what's happening, right? So now with what I'm seeing is that this high over here is very important because it's the one that broke this low over here. This is on the 15-minute time frame. 15-minute time frame is very, very important if you're looking for entry, guys. You're not going to be on the 15-minute time frame trying to understand market structure. You should understand your market structure from the 4-hour time frame, and the 15-minute time frame is you just refining your entry nonetheless. So now already we saw that there's a change of character on the lower time frames, and then price came out and started waking over here, right? our initial entry still over here. Like, I'm not gonna break even as of yet. I just want to let price do its thing, because it's GBPUSD, guys. Like, without any volatility in some news, it likes doing its thing, right? So I am gonna be a bit patient. Let's go to the 30-minute to see if we can catch any entries nonetheless. But for now, for me, I'm still just waiting to see how it responds in terms of the new Monday open. It could just come in a bit deeper into this POI that it respected of the sniper entry, and then just continue selling lower. But for now, I haven't seen any clear signs. Like, I guess we could mark this out as a change of character, and I should take it as a signal that, oh, okay, cool, price is changing its direction. But like I said, if you trust your setup and you trust your system, you always have to be confident, regardless of if price is moving your direction or not. Your job is to manage the trade accordingly. You get what I mean? And a lot of people get that wrong, because it's like, oh, I'm in profits, I need to lock. It's okay, I get that, because money is something that not all of us have. But you also need to understand that if you really want to elevate yourself, you need to really trust your systems, you need to trust your experience, and you need to trust your knowledge. You get what I mean? And the only way to do that is just being on the charts 24/7 all the time, if you can. You get what I mean? But nonetheless, that's NASDAQ and GBPUSD done and dusted. If you guys are interested in joining me, the May special is still on. There's 4 spots left. That goes for 350. I'll put the picture over here. Boom. Right. It looks really nice. That's me over here. And then afterwards, that's all the things that you will receive in the whole special. I do run sessions on Wednesdays. Those are recorded, right? So recorded sessions, that's what I'll be doing on Wednesdays. And then every Sunday we do a market breakdown with the guys. So it's the whole team joining me. You can check it out on Instagram. There's a highlight that I have if you want to go through all the testimonials and all the nice things to see if I genuinely know what I'm doing. But nonetheless, guys, if you watch till this end, I really do appreciate you. I do see you. But nonetheless, it's Mr. Flair, yet another week, yet another dollar. See you next week. Make sure to click the subscribe button, guys. But it's all love. Peace.